as Ms. B. Throughout the project, she was there to help. She helped me pick tiles, she helped me pick glaze, she helped me find the best way for students to work so that they would be successful on their tiles. She personally loaded and fired tiles and then fired them all again. All summer long, she helped, coming in 3 or more times every week. She met up with students who missed out on the painting weekend to make sure that they, and she repainted tiles that were broken accidentally. She taught us how to clear coat, and she fixed everything that we did poorly. And there was more than one thing. She is truly a helper, and we could not have done it without her. And after all that, she's doing it again right now.
She's awesome. Don't leave. Don't leave. So in addition to last year and how she helped out, I also gathered, which I can corroborate from the counseling office, and provides a space for students to create art and find a creative place. Elisa loves art. Elisa is a talented ceramicist and calligrapher. Elisa is extremely organized and knows how to balance fun with learning. Elisa is always giving to her students and makes herself available to her students outside of school hours, going above and beyond. In the pandemic, with students online, Elisa spent the summer packing individual clay and ceramics kits for each of her students. And she repeated this each term with the new students she received. And the counselors probably gave her new students every term. So sorry, Elisa. And I reached out to some former students. So Elisa from Tyler Pinato, class of 2012, and Bryson Pinato, class of 2014. They shared this. Ms. Bollinger sparked our passion for ceramics, and for that, we are both forever grateful. Thanks to her, ceramics has continued to be a huge passion of ours. Her selflessness and caring nature has made an incredibly positive impact on our lives, and her dedication to the success of her students is something that deserves to be recognized. Congratulations, Ms. B, and thank you for all that you have done for your students over the years. Congrats, Elisa.
All right, way to get started on this beautiful day. The sun is shining, both metaphorically, symbolically. We are here at the end. How many people are ready for the year to be over? All right, our next presenter is DJ Shannon York. Not spinning to you today, but sharing some words.
Thank you. Okay. So this person is always put together. She's the cool mom. She knows what the popular kids are into these days, but also knows what adults should binge watch on Netflix. If you ask her, it's Schitt's Creek on repeat. But she's also a rock. Someone who can center a group and understands the complexities of what our students and staff need. A rock that we depend on in our counseling team. Rebecca Bucher is all of this and more, and it's someone I'm grateful to talk about today. Don't cry. Rebecca has been instrumental in developing and implementing our social emotional learning and mental health supports on campus. The District Counseling Handbook, SEL, Rated Initiatives, We Are DP, and Sources of Strength, to name a few of the programs that she has helped bring to our campus. She has also in our team and has been a co-leader in implementing counseling curriculum in the classroom and establishing Time and again, she has led the team through challenging times, in particular our big period of tragedy last school year, in which she facilitated counseling support in our Compassion Center for students dealing with the grief of losing a friend too early. I can't look at her right now. She has also integrated herself into our IB program during her tenure here at DP. Matt Moran had this to share about Rebecca. She has been a tremendous asset in managing the unique needs of the IB program, responsive to students and parents' questions, managing student schedules, providing a range of supports that meet students' needs, bring a range of skills and knowledge to support students' mental health, and so much more. In many ways, she provides leadership, cohesion, and support for the IB program. Our program is so much stronger because of her participation and expertise. While she's only been on campus for 4 years, her impacts have had long-term benefits for all students and staff that work with her. And most importantly, she's kick-ass. Please help me congratulate Rebecca on this well-deserved honor.
Thank you. I don't know what to say. This is kind of ridiculous. I'm glad I didn't win the flowers in the raffle. Thank you. I love being here. I love my team. Thank you, Shannon.
And we forgive her for being a Giants fan. So these work great for handkerchiefs too, if you need it. It's right there, just put it up, it's good. Oh, cool. Our next two presenters, believe it or not, they're married. They work at DP. They are kick-ass. Emily and Amir Aboushayir.
All right, so this person has no idea what's going on today, which we're kind of excited about. This person was actually, I first met them, they were a student in our program, and they've always been extremely helpful and really just a leader. And so I'll just tell you a quick story in the past. We used to take a robotics team all the way across the country. We'd have to set up a pit, like a NASCAR pit, to be able to take care of the robot. And back then we had no money, and so he got all the students to bring all their suitcases and line them up in the room a day early and organized it all. And then we loaded all the tools in every single suitcase, and he weighed every suitcase to make sure we wouldn't go over budget and be able to get all of our stuff there. And then he put little signs on everything telling the TSA that it wasn't like weapons or craziness in there. And so that was also really exciting. So I'm going to let Emily pick it up, but that's a story of this person in terms of
is Daniel Hudson, and he's going to come down here. Some of you had him as a student, Mr. Woodard. Mr. Woodard was Daniel's English teacher. And your family's here, Daniel. The lengths we have to go to kind of lie and manipulate people to come to these things, but we're supposed to feel good about it. I guess I feel good about it. What I wanted to say about Daniel is, so a lot of people don't know that Daniel is currently the Dos Pueblos Engineering Academy Foundation President, and he's the youngest president we've ever had, and his children, believe it or not, are not DP students. They are a preschooler and a toddler, and so he's just volunteering ridiculous amounts of time to support the Engineering Academy and also to support Dos Pueblos High School as a true charger, like truly bleeding blue and gold. And what I want to share with you is that without Daniel Hussing, this giant project happening, construction project would not be happening, full stop. And we owe such a debt of gratitude to Daniel and all of the hours, unbelievable amount of hours and hours, and Jamie too, I want to say that. Jamie, his wife, and all that she sacrificed so that Daniel could help us get through all of that red tape, which there was so much, and in all of those super late nights and how we were online together, all of the documents that were needed for architectural design, HR, legal things. I mean, on and on and on. And so there's nothing I can say except thank you, Daniel, and I remember you also as a student. And you could have fast forward into this moment, and also to how much we truly owe you as a student. And also, I don't know that we've ever had an honorary service award be given to such a young DP alum who doesn't even have students here. That's just remarkable. Daniel.
That is super cool. Yeah, Daniel was in my 9th grade English class. He was a great student. Never gave me one bit of trouble, not one, maybe a little. All right. Our next person is no introduction, so I won't even try. He is the legendary Mr. John Dent.
Thank you, Mr. Woodard. I am very honored to be here to celebrate this person who's impacted so many. This young teacher joined our campus in 2017, but it feels like he's been here forever. I know for a fact this person has impacted every person in the space today and everyone in our community. He has taught young and old and is always there no matter what, no matter when. This is the type of person we all want in our lives and we all need in our lives. Let me list some of the things this person has had a major role in. Teaching media, PTSA operations, Alumni Association, welcome packets for San Marcos, GV, Santa Barbara, DP, online course registration, DPNews, yearbook, DPEA, streaming hundreds of events including the 2020 graduation ceremony, programming the new bell system, designing, creating, consulting to make dphs.org, and even the sound system that's being run today. Yes, this person is Ben Bishop. Ben is a forward thinker. He's a doer. When someone has something that they need, Ben will immediately find the most effective way to do it. Then test, teach, show, test again, make sure it happens, and stand over your shoulder if you need it. I have had the pleasure of knowing Ben since he was born. And he's always been exceptional. At age 6, he'd take apart radios and rebuild them, probably implementing an upgrade that no one ever thought of before. Last night, as I sat in my classroom at 6 p.m., the other person who was there was Ben, a very common occurrence in the past 4 years. Thanks to his family, because I know he spent a lot of time living here. I listened to Ben as he interacted with the company that he consults for. Yes, Ben is a professional consultant for several companies and organizations. And last night, he was running the meeting because the CEO wasn't there. Who does that? Who trusts their livelihood and success of the business to a 17-year-old high school student? But therein lies the flaw in my statement. Ben is so much more than age or stereotype. Ben is not just the AV kid who we see in the movies. Ben will solve your tech problems and many other problems in your life, even ones that you didn't know you had. And the best part is, do it with a smile, happily running in his shorts and flip-flops, unassuming, mature, without ego or authority, but rather as a partner, supporter, guide, professional. everyone and is never afraid to branch out, try something new, or learn a better way to make or do something he does with so much energy and enthusiasm. You can't see Ben Bishop and not smile. He's infectious and never negative. The truth is, many people in this audience could have shared these stories that I just shared. Many of us know the sound of Ben's flip-flops as he bounds down the hallways. In fact, so many people nominated Ben for this community award. He's only the second student to receive it in the history of Dos Pueblos High School. But I'm the lucky one, because I've spent so much time with Ben. He's my student, my friend, my mentor, my colleague, my peer, family. I'm so proud of you. To finish, I'd like your help. Everybody in the audience, I'd like your help with a little activity. And those of you who are at home, if you're joining on the chat, if you have Ben Bishop on your speed dial, please stand up and stay standing. If you have helped any of the long things I list and mentioned above, please stand up and stay standing. Then look around and know we're so thankful for you and all you've done for DP.
Thank you all so much for your nomination. Obviously, this is a big surprise. I know the tradition of honorary service awards, having to trick people into coming to this event. Thank you, Dent, for telling me you needed a sound and video person to do this event. I probably would have come anyway, but I don't do the award, but it is so wonderful to be celebrated and to see you all standing out in the audience. I'm really glad I've made a difference, and just know I'm always available after I graduate. Now as an alumni, which is insane to talk about, but I'm putting it in the back of my mind until I'm actually walking across the graduation stage so I don't fall apart. Thank you all.
You know, a few people out here have failed and didn't graduate. Just kidding. We are joined next by a special guest for a very special award for a very special person. He's a DP, former DP staff member, a current DP parent, and a parent of 2 alumni, Mr. Todd Rickman.
So, when I moved to Goleta and started attending DP just before my 16th birthday, I could have never imagined the role this place would play in my life, or how some of the people here would become my closest friends. I was honored when I was asked to help recognize one of these people, Gina Pierce. I've known Gina for almost half of my life, and while I would love to spend time talking about our wild adventures as friends, I want to focus on what makes Gina so deserving of this recognition. Gina graduated from DP in 1993 and started teaching here in 1999. During her time at DP, she served in a number of roles, including Minister of the Peace, marrying off unsuspecting couples at Sadie Hawkins, Major Ed Advisor, among others. But what she's most known for is her work in technology. It's not an overstatement to say that Gina is one of the primary reasons why DP and the district was so prepared to shift to distance learning when the pandemic hit. Gina has spent years creating and offering technology workshops for teachers, spending one-on-one time with people, helping with tech problems and lesson planning. created DP Student Tech Team, and over the years has written countless tech updates and help articles. She frequently stays up late after she has put her kids to bed to research solutions to problems and to figure out new and better ways to do this. While everything she has done should be lauded in itself, the thing that impresses me most about Gina is her passionate advocacy for students and teachers. In the countless meetings I've sat in with Gina over the years, she has always thoughtfully and unapologetically championed the needs of teachers. As an example of one such meeting, I had to ask her to stay after everyone had left and say to her, "You can't talk to me like that in front of people." Of course, I wasn't mad at all, because I would expect nothing less from her. I asked Sean Carey to share some words that come to mind when she thinks about professional. I qualified professional, because those of us that know Gina personally can share all sorts of words about her that would not necessarily be appropriate for this occasion. Sean said that Gina is tenacious, refusing to produce anything but high-quality work. She is organized, detail-oriented, approachable, and fun. I want to close with this. As great of a teacher and education leader she is even a better mom, wife, and friend. It's an honor to present Gina Pierce with DP's Honorary Service Award.
Okay, I was like, why is Todd here? And they're all making bets. They're like, is your speech ready? And I was like, oh gosh. Where to start? I mean, if you weren't an avid tech user before the pandemic, you sure are now. I just want to say the one good thing that has resulted from this pandemic is that it's forced everyone to think outside the box. It's really forced us to perfect our practice and really just try new things. And we've had a lot of successes and we've had a lot of failures. And one of the things that's resonated with me, I think I remember Dave saying this a long time ago, and he said, fail forward. And I feel like that's what a lot of this year has been. We've tried a lot of things that haven't worked, and we've got to just take that chance. And even when this pandemic is over, keep trying things. Keep trying to perfect that craft and fail forward. And so I also want to say thanks to Todd Rickman. He put us in a place where we had 2 devices. All of our students had devices at home, and we were able to actually persevere and do this. So I just want to thank all of your dedication and hard work and everything you've done to make this district a better place. So thank you so much. Thank you all. Love you. My tech top crew, love you. So thank you.
I think we got Pierce is coming next year. Not welcome our new charger, Kylie Pierce. So great to have them here, and I love that Gina is still, insists that she be in the classroom teaching to help put into practice all the things that she then shares with you. So bravo. Ooh, we got a good group coming up next. We got Ms. Kelly Choi, Mr. Mike Lynch, and Mr. Adam Schott. Oh, Kelly Savia.
We look pretty much the same. Whether if you could not tell from this group of people, we are giving this honorary service award to Lisa Coppinjan. So you may have seen or heard some unusual things about Lisa over the years, and we are here to not only confirm all of them, but to also point out that they are in fact exactly why she is receiving this award of recognition today. So you may have heard that Lisa does bird calls with her students. True. You may have also heard that that she puts a tiny little plastic toy hand on her finger and freaks out students by threatening to pet them on the face with it while laughing maniacally. This is also true. You may have heard for all the characters, which she reads aloud to students. True. And although these things may seem silly, they are the foundation of her service to our students. Odd as it may sound, her antics build a community in her classroom. She isn't afraid to do something absurd in front of her students, and the result is a profound teacher-student relationship based on trust, respect, and a healthy dose of the inane. But Lisa isn't satisfied with just being the quirky, fun teacher. She is dedicated to providing students with rigorous and relevant coursework that leaves them prepared for the next step of their educational journey. Students are more motivated and more willing to dig into the messy parts of the curriculum because of the rapport she establishes with them and the kindness and compassion she shows them on a daily basis. During an especially long meeting or professional development training, Lisa has been known to respectfully stand up at a certain point and start quietly doing full-on squats and lunges in the spot right behind her chair. She does this with full commitment to the exercises, and when they lack in form, she makes up for it with enthusiasm. She's not embarrassed, she's just doing what needs to be done to ensure a certain degree of self-care in getting those muscles moving. She also knows this movement will help her regain full focus when she sits back down. So while this is a somewhat surprising thing to do, it's also a respect for the work that she's doing. She wants to do her job well and be as focused as possible so she can fully participate. We care so deeply about making positive contributions to our school community. Her investment in serving DP extends not only to her being the English 10 PLC lead, but also the English department lead and our representative at SLP, in addition to her presenting the core values of DP at district level meetings too. Many of you share my gratitude for her leadership. Lisa also recently built a mini golf course for students in her classroom out of cardboard, including a windmill, a tunnel, and ramps. And while I navigated my way through it, Lisa pointed and laughed at my saddest putts and coached me through some of the trickier obstacles and cheered for me enthusiastically when I completed my pathetic round without a single hole-in-one. But it is essentially a perfect metaphor for her service to her colleagues. She never lets us take ourselves too seriously. She's solution-oriented and ready to help. Plus, she genuinely appreciates our efforts in collaboration. For those of you lucky enough to work with her closely, you know that she acts as a liaison, therapist, cheerleader, mentor, and brainstorm partner. She guides our PLC and department conversations with meaningful intention. She ensures we're on the same goal-oriented boat, heading in the same forward-thinking direction.
And I'm here to present Lisa with the Academy Award. I Lisa can agree with that. I've had the pleasure of being in almost daily meetings with her for the past 9 years, and you can't do that with someone you don't love. She has a strength of character that holds some of the fiercest storms. She is freaking hilarious. And when this teaching is over for her, she can absolutely take her physical comedy routine on the road and make a killing. I would like to present to you some of the things that Lisa does in meetings. And I've dubbed these Lisa-isms. When a student or colleague states something that she believes might not be 100% accurate, you might get one of these. I don't know about that. Or, when nothing can be said because the student is telling us something that's so possible that even they know it's not truly possible, she might give you one of these. Just to let you know subtly that she doesn't totally believe what that student is telling us. One student that has really been touched by Lisa, countless that I have seen, was a student that we shared who graduated about 6 years ago. Brian was a student who didn't really have connection at school. He was just kind of moving through life, checked out, until he checked in to Lisa Coppenjan's 10th grade English class. When most of Brian's previous teachers couldn't connect with him, Lisa could. Through what have been painstaking efforts for most of us, Lisa easily diffused his short-tempered, sharp tongue, and guarded personality. In Lisa, Brian found a person who made him feel and let him know in her own zany way that he belonged and that he was loved. Lisa does that for every student that walks into her class. Brian and Lisa are still in touch. And I think that's what makes Lisa such a powerful teacher. Her students know that when they walk into her class, she will be their coach and cheerleader and confidant for that year. But there is also an unspoken promise that for as long as they need her, she will be there for them. And that to me is what makes Lisa so deserving of this honorary service award.
Absolutely going to give some thank yous now. All right. Okay. Starting, of course, with the Academy team, who is like family. I can share anything, things that normally would belong in a therapist's office. They've been there for me. And so, thank you so much, Academy family. And my daughter, I had the pleasure of having both of my daughters here. This is kind of a bittersweet year for me here because it's my last year with one of my own kids on campus. Having a kid on campus means that sometimes, well, more than once, you open your teacher's desk and you find a referral to admin written out with your name on it, and the reason is usually something like, movie too big. My daughter writing about me. I want to thank Sam Harper, who, well, this is going to be a little bit of a sidetrack. But, okay, so you know how you have, like, moments, your, like, DP moments. For example, I had this, like, tradition that started with classes that when I would leave the school classroom to, like, make copies or use the bathroom, there was just an understanding that all the desks would be rearranged when I came back in. Like, every single desk pointing backwards, including the teacher's table. Or once I came back in and every single desk had been turned on its side and the kids were in the desk still on the ground. If you walk in and you see that, it basically looks like 30 kids in the fetal position on the ground. So basically any day in my class. But I came in and they had built a tower. And this tower, I don't know, more like a skyscraper of desks in my classroom. And instead of being like, oh, take that down, I thought that's a perfect photo op. Let's all pose around it like we're climbing it. And just as I was getting ready to take a picture of my students pretending to climb the tower desk, admin walked in. And that was the moment. But the moment I want to talk about is at the end of the year last year, Pamela Harper was riding around in her golf cart, and Pam let me jump on board, and then she just rode me around the entire campus, and we waved, and I got to wave at all my friends, who were my colleagues and my friends, and it was a moment for me. And a little known fact about Pam, I don't know if Pam is here right now to hear this. Oh, Pam, I love this. A little known fact about Pam is Pam loves hugs. If you see Pam, you just give her a big old bear hug, because there's nothing in the world she loves more. I want to thank my PLC and my work wife, Kelly Savio, who I would be lost without, and my department, the greatest department in the land. So, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I think we should just have Lisa Compton an hour and just have her tell us stories once a month. All right, so again, all these people were nominated multiple times over the last years. And I love when, well, I just love when something like this happens, so I'll just turn over to Miss Beth Fuste.
I didn't get the memo. This is a guess who, so we have to wait to the end to know who this is, maybe. This person has been teaching since before the turn of the century. They worked with various different people from all sorts of departments, yearbook, DP media, econ, counseling, and have spent many weekends at Westmont College. They are very active, and they much prefer a bike to a car. However, they do acknowledge the usefulness of a car if it's transporting a surfboard. This person is a DP grad themselves and has taught many of your children, and currently their own child attends DP. Also, one of their ex-students is a current teacher. This person is described as being MacGyver-esque. Look at their room and you will see all sorts of items rigged creatively. From the roll of toilet paper attached to the overhead projector, remember those? A fan rigged in the window to circulate the air way before COVID. Zip ties attached to student desks to hold tools like protractors and geometers. This person is forward-thinking and imaginative. This person is very content to teach our youngest 9th and 10th graders and support them to become confident graduates. It was great to know that our freshmen were being taught by this person because it was guaranteed that these students moved on, highly trained in the use of and programming of the TI-inspired calculator. They were Desmos pros and ability experts. Although this person has been teaching for many years, their lessons do not show their age. This person is constantly revising and adapting so that their lessons evolve with the times. From paper and pencils, rulers and protractors, to iPads and apps. When I reached out to this person's peers, I was flooded with kind words and stories. A common theme was that this person is a lifelong learner and a team player through and through, a mentor to new teachers and a motivator to his students to always do their best, try new things, and notice and wonder. Many wrote about how this person did not sit back and become complacent as tides shifted and change occurred. Instead, this person leaned in, and when we were all told that the curriculum we used and the way we teach was going to change, they did not just roll with the changes, they became a leader. They devoted hours to understanding the change, developing curriculum, and encouraging their department to work together, support each other, and embrace the change. In addition to leading and learning, this person is truly an authentic teacher. When told by a student that she was interested in being a math teacher one day, this person overwhelmingly encouraged it. This student and now current teacher wrote, "When the substitute was going through the lesson plans, he called me over to read what this person whom we're honoring had written. Let my TA teach first period, and then just do your best to copy her." This same also said, quotes, "This honoree's faith and confidence in me is ultimately what pushed me to continue mathematics teaching, has led me to the wonderful career and life I get to enjoy today." This moment, join me in presenting this well-deserved honor to one of our own, Travis Bauer.
podium? Okay. I gotta show my good looks. You know, it's as you get older, you get better, right? Fine wine and beautiful flowers. No, seriously, reduce, reuse, recycle, repurpose. These are important things, qualities that we have at Dos Pueblos. And thank you so much for the kind words that we have there. It's always fun when they're going through other people and you think, oh, like, who can that be? Who can that be? And they quite catch on to a little bit until everyone around me was all quiet, looking down at the ground. I was like, oh, okay. And then when they said inspire, I went, wait, I think I know what that word means. So, along with Lisa, I'm glad I found a colleague that we can do some of our exercises together. Mine start out with arms akimbo, and then we start going through the motions. So if we have any classmates in common, please ask them. Arms akimbo, always try to get some vocabulary, cross curriculum, right? Always want to make sure we do both those. But all joking aside, thank you guys so much for this award. I know I'm part of a bigger community, having, like I said, graduated a couple years ago, and then eventually taught here. To be associated with fine people, Gina, Amir, many I could look around. It's an honor and privilege to be a part of what Dos Pueblos is all about. So thank you so very much. Love you.
I do love how we have so many DP grads that came back to teach here and made their home here. It does bring a special joy to me to have them here and hear all the stories about when they were in high school. I don't know any Travis Bauer high school stories, so if anybody have one, Maria, let me know. Oh, so excited to have this next one. I'm excited for them all, but this one I'm like, how did this person never have one of these before? Mr. Larry Ide. Here.
Good afternoon, everybody. All right. So I am, I have to say personally, I am so happy that this person is receiving an award, as Bill just shared. I've asked myself the same question many times. How could this person not have ever been awarded? So with that said, who are we going to nominate? Or who is our next nominee today? So our next nominee actually graduated from Dos Pueblos in 1987. First clue. The person tells stories about being told to go back to class by Maria Vega, who had been hired on campus as one of the first campus security officers in this person's sophomore year. Any ideas yet? Okay, all right. This person had worked in the print shop, which was in room T2A, the intervention center van. And that was actually my classroom for the first 10 years I was here at Dos Pueblos. So she worked as a student in the ROP program there for the print shop, and then was hired on here at Dos Pueblos as an employee after graduation. She worked there for about 13 years. After that, she was transferred to other positions in and around the district, but eventually returned here to Dos Pueblos after about 3 years, and she's been here ever since. All right, any guesses? That's right, Michelle Sarah Leahy, come on out. All right, some things that people have said about Michelle that I collected. Michelle is and always has had a great sense of humor. She is a very funny person, and then she helps with the department by stress. Basically, within our department, we have a lot of challenging situations, and it can become very stressful. She always helps out with that. This person is reliable, always willing to step in and help out. She's always willing to help with helping out in classes, filling in wherever needed, extremely flexible. And then professional, always the best in all situations, and then she's always on track with our timelines, required timelines for our meetings and IEPs. All right, so Michelle schedules over 400 IEPs per year. That's an average. And I know you all know how challenging that can be to arrange all of the various people that need to be in meetings. It's a huge job, and I know that over the years, case managers that are new to the school and come here always say how lucky they feel they are that we have Michelle. It's just a huge, it's so valuable to our department to have Michelle around to be able to do this, and she does it with all of her heart, and we thank her for that. Okay. Congratulations, Michelle.
Appreciate all of you, especially the Gen teachers in my meetings. I know it's not easy to lead your class and everything because you're also dedicated, and I just want to say I love the whole team and I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Michelle. It's so well deserved. One of the unsung heroes and a major fan of 80s hardcore metal. All right, we have 4 more to go. 4 great ones to come. If you need a drink, there's plenty of drinks to get a drink. But we are going to introduce one of our wonderful superstar parents, Adrienne Grover and Miss Kelly Choi.
DP alumni and parent. So we have a lot to say about April. I have enjoyed working on so many things with you at our kids' school. Over the years, I cried already in the very beginning. We've known each other since even before preschool. And we've worked on so many things at all the different schools over the years. From the Brandon Carnival, this was our dream team right here, to chaperoning the Goleta Valley Dance Team field trip, all the way up to these senior year events at DP. You always have such a clear vision of how you want to help, and it is always extra. You have made countless phone calls, sent so many emails, organized fundraisers, and spent many late nights planning in your kitchen. You have put so many hours of love into this school, especially this year. You started off strong with extravaganza. You were critical to making that brand new event happen for our seniors at a time they really needed something to look forward to and a reason to even just come to school. For me, there was return to school Zoom meetings, helping with clubs, teacher appreciation, flowers for various senior nights, and prom planning. You have always given so much of your time, this year more than ever. I'm so grateful to be part of our school community and to call you a friend. All the better for now. Team Extra forever.
So we've been up here because a lot of times us as teachers and staff don't know we're doing all the magic that's going on. So for one, you need to understand that every flower that you've seen this year is from April, and it's been donated to us. So every event that we've had, she's made it like 100 times more beautiful. And I think
it's also important to know that senior extravaganza, the prom planning that's going on right now, the tile mural, you've probably been seeing out there with us painting on days on end, is happening because April is showing up and because she's saying, gosh, these kids just need more. They just need extra, right? And we do have that range of all of us. I also would like to add, for those of us who've been around for a while, that April is alumni, and so she was a huge part in getting the Alumni Association going, and also a huge part in our 50-year celebration for Dos Pueblos. So we definitely want to honor April. One last round of applause, please. You also might be wondering, how could you possibly do all of that with one person? And when she's thinking, I want to do this and I want to do that, someone has to organize her. So the other person that we are honoring today is Adrienne Grover. They are the dynamic duo. Everything that got done this year for seniors happened because of these two and how much they love this school. They would sit in the backyard and just like dream big. What could we do for kids? And let's go get a ton of prizes. And I'd be sitting there going, oh my God, how are we going to ever do all that? And they're like, no problem, we know people. And it turns out they know people. Debbie's nodding. They also both served on our reentry task force. So Bill had the school community, if you could be on the task force to help with just what do we need to let people know. They both sat on that, giving very honest feedback to us about what our families and kids need during this really difficult year that we have. Our favorite part about them, and anyone who knows them knows this, these are their number one things they say. What do you need? How can I help you? And what I love the most is it's almost always, can I do this for you? Like they already have thought of what I need and thought of what you needed and thought of what you needed and said, can I just come and do that for you? And so if 6 vouchers for 500 seniors need stickers put on the back, these two are going to sit there here at school in their kitchen putting those stickers on, making sure that all those kids can go out of their homes for the first time and get something from a local business and encourage the local businesses to stay alive during this difficult time. And that's what I think is so special about both of them. They're constantly thinking about our community. They're constantly thinking about what's best for kids. And they are definitely Dos Pueblos #1 fans. When they go anywhere in this community, they're always like, well, that's because it's DP. Always. So I just want to say also on a personal note, they both have older children, and then they both have daughters that are same age as Maddie. And so they have both personally been mentors for me as a mom. And I just want to say to both of you, thank you for being on this crazy journey with me.
Crazy idea that even I think is crazy and hard and doesn't make sense. And then I roped Adrienne into doing it with me and organizing. And that has been since our oldest, who are now 21, were toddlers. So this is a full circle journey, and Kelly is the part that jumped on in elementary school. And I'm sure Adrienne would agree, we could not do any of this without her. So thank you for doing it.
You all are even more sneaky than I realized, but I do have to thank April. I wouldn't be as involved in this school, I'm sure, without her and her like harebrained wild ideas, but I'm grateful to be a part of it. And I'm really just grateful for all of you, even the ones that I don't know. This school is a very special place. I know you all know that. You need to know that the parents know that. Like,
we're so grateful for you. And I'm with Ben. I'm going to be an alumni next year, but I'm here if you need me. I'm not ready to say goodbye. You all are wonderful.
So well deserved. I think I speak for all of us, that, especially us that have graduating seniors, that we've gone through a roller coaster of emotions. And the moment I started feeling very hopeful about this spring was at the senior extravaganza. And the joy in the kids' faces, they appreciated that moment so much. And that's given us momentum to do all these great things for our kids. And they are appreciative. And when your daughter texts you 2 days ago and says, "I'm so sad to be leaving DP in 2 weeks," it's because of people like this. And I just want all of us to come out on graduation at 5 o'clock and line up and show those kids that we never forgot them, and we are so excited to see them move on in their lives. So thank you for that, and hopefully I just guilted you into being there. Another wonderful DP alum who has a wonderfully important and special person to recognize, Mr. Dan.
Hello, everybody. I am here today to present an honorary service award to a person who has a long history of serving our students, serving our staff, and serving the entire DP community. As a teacher for nearly 20 years here at DP, I'm an advocate for doing what is best for students and making DP a better place. For the last 3 to 4 years, she has also been the main rallying force in creating one of the best athletic facilities on the Central Coast right here on our campus. Today, I would like to recognize Kathy Wopat. Kathy, please join us. As she's making her way up, we want to recognize Kathy. Her role as a visionary, as a motivator, as a leader, and one of the key figures in the creation of the Twin Palms beach volleyball courts here at Pueblos. And if you have not had a chance to look at them, take a walk out there now, or soon after Bill's done. It is an amazing facility. Everyone that comes to visit our school for the first time, like, wow, amazing. And Kathy is a big part of that. The dream of building volleyball courts here on campus started many years ago, but it had a hard time getting traction until Kathy got involved. Kathy joined the committee in 2014 and helped fundraise over $200,000 in 3 years to get this project going. This is a great story. Kathy found the keys to getting things done is cookies. We would have these meetings, and Bill and Dare and others were in those meetings where we'd have architects and designers and district project coordinators, and Kathy would bring her cookies. And those meetings where she got cookies, they just seemed to get a lot more yeses out of everybody, and the things were done quickly. And I think, well, if you've not had her cookies, they're awesome, by the way. But where she brought cookies, things went much smoother. Anyways, after getting all the approvals, construction started in 2019, and it went quick. They started building the sandbox, and in 2020, as you know, they built the concrete and the fencing and all that stuff. And 2 weeks ago, this is awesome, we had our first inter-school girls beach volleyball contest. We played Santa Barbara or another school, maybe it was San Ynez. We actually had beach volleyball here on our campus. And next year, it's actually a CIF sports. It's going to be, so, and that is, it's not Kathy alone, but she was one of the main pieces of that. I have another part of her committee. This is Anthony Gomez. He's the president of the beach volleyball committee. He's going to come talk share a kind words about Kathy also. Thank you. I was at the sand courts just a few weeks ago. We had a work day, and while I was there, I thought, well, I'm going to call my daughter Morgan, who's an alumni, who played both indoor and beach volleyball here at DP. And I told her to come out, check out the courts. And she did. And when she arrived, she walked real slow all around the courts. And when she walked back, I noticed she had tears in her eyes. And I said, what's the matter? And she said, these courts are so beautiful. And they are. Like Dan said, you got to go check them out. And but she also said that, Kathy, she goes, I wish they were here when I played. So, well, they're here now, and one of the main reasons is Kathy Wilpat. She truly was the driving force behind this effort. The project, like Dan said, took several years to complete. There was a lot of planning, a lot of countless hours by many, and it was Kathy who really did all the heavy lifting. It was her dedication, persistence, hard work, and total commitment to see this through to the very end. So Kathy, I know I speak for the entire board when I say thank you for allowing us to be a part of this journey in bringing the Twin Palms beach volleyball courts here to DP. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Let's give her a round of applause. Kathy Wilpat.
It's been a while since I was a teacher here, but I think many of you know that DP was like a second home to me when I was a teacher and a parent here of 4 Chargers who love this high school. Dos Pueblos Twin Palms beach volleyball courts were born from grief after the death of our daughter, Samantha. Our family wanted something positive to come from tragedy, a place where there's joy and light for young adults. The service award should be ripped into tiny pieces and given to many people. I feel like I'm just the tip of an iceberg, but I appreciate the honor. And tomorrow, if you'd like to check out the courts, the last home match is at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you.
So much joy and emotion I think we're all feeling after having so many people honored and having been through so much as a school community. Just grateful for all of you for being here to honor these people who many didn't get their moment in the sun last year, so we are literally bringing it into the sun this year. And I have the pleasure of doing, me and Debbie have the pleasure of doing the last award of the day. Before we do that, I want to give a special shout out to Scotty G and our leadership students.
Hey, Scotty. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. And then also to Gabriella Dodson for putting this all on, and the PTSA, partner by Walker, all parents, Nancy Vasquez and her crew, and the hospitality committee for the wonderful lunch. I went on to show you how much you mean to them, and I am grateful that I can always say we have the best
TTSA around. That is a fact, that is not even an opinion right now. So Debbie and I do have the honor of presenting this last awardee. It would be, again, disingenuous to try to fool you, because you'll know right away. She has received multiple nominations for both last year and this year. She's also somebody who would normally be taking care of all the little details behind the scenes that make this happen. And you got to keep her off the selection panel this year. It's not a sign. She's been part of our school community for over 20 years as a parent of star student athletes, working in the attendance office, multiple activities, curriculum offices, and now for the past 4 years, serving as my assistant, Ms. Cindy Regan. Connor is here, one of the star athletes right here. It's Honorary, everybody. I have no poker face, so I just didn't look at her all day today. So the weirdest thing about becoming an administrator, that as a teacher, you do everything for yourself. You make copies, you make phone calls, you do everything, and it took me a long time to get comfortable asking my assistant to do things. And to be honest, it sometimes still is. But what I really appreciate about Cindy, she knows so intuitively how to help, where to lighten the load, and bring that on those really hard days, those C's candy gummies are the bomb. She knows almost intuitively, instinctively, when to offer to make a trip to Cal Taco because my sad excuse for a frozen lunch just ain't cutting it, which is many days. This is an honorary service award, and the key word here is service. She serves DP by being the one who answers your 5 a.m. text. Seriously, don't do that. But if you do, she will answer. I can't begin to count the number of times she's found a creative way to cover classes, to serve our students and teachers who have an emergency and need to get your class covered at the last minute. She'll always find a way. She takes pride in never, ever giving up. I even tell her, I can go cover, I got it. She goes, no, I got somebody, I'll figure it out. She never gives up in making sure our students and teachers have the support that they need. She has one of the most amazing work ethics I've ever seen, coming in early and staying late to see the job through. I compare it to like an expert watchmaker, taking pride in how all the little intricate parts of our school behind the scenes need to happen to make this along. She has also embraced the role she plays as school mom, offering words of advice, a shoulder to cry on, a closed door to vent or express a concern, someone to just be there to listen. And I know many of you have come to lean on her just like I have in hard times. Debbie is here because she works closely with Cindy on a number of projects over the years and reminds me over and over again that of all the great people at DP to work on a project with, Cindy is my favorite. She says, for me, Cindy has always been my backup. She's the one behind the scenes checking to see that all the details have been taken care of. She's a person you can always depend on to be there for you no matter how late in the day it is, no matter what you need. Cindy would be there to help out, to make sure the events or whatever need are done and done well. And Scotty G says she knows the history and culture of the school. She's endured probably the most changes and has worked in almost every office. She is the perfect right-hand woman, because she looks for what is not getting done and always asks the right question that helps us solve the problem and make the event happen. Cindy rocks! That was my Scotty G. Perhaps the most amazing aspect of this person is how even when she herself is going through tough times, she finds a way to focus on helping others and serving the school when it would be so understandable to focus on herself. I saw it last year. She knew how much I was struggling after the horrible February and March. She was my rock, encouraging me to keep taking off my to-do list because she knew I couldn't handle it. We're going to do the same for her.
So Cindy, on behalf of the PTSD and the entire DP community, here's to a well-deserved Honorary Service Award.
Not a speech giver or a public speaker, but just thank you all. Thank you for being who you are. Appreciate you all.
All right, we did it. Thank you so much for being here. What a great, memorable, never to be replicated 2020-21 PTSD Honorary Service Award. Thank you all for all your support. Let's finish strong. Less than 2 weeks. All right, no, 2 weeks. Not 9 days. Soak it all in, everybody, and have a great day. Thank you.